Those bloody DPFs, eh? Now, I just want to say a little bit about it. You've heard it all before. Well, if you're watching videos, you've heard it all before. And if you're not watching the videos, then you haven't heard it before, and you're going to stop watching anyway. So it's up to you if you want to get some common sense thoughts and angles on this. Now, I just want to remind you, or anybody, I know everybody hasn't been listening and taking advice from me for that long, but ever since these 1GD FTV little 2755cc engines came out in 2015 or whenever it was, end of 15, early 16, whenever it was, I said, don't do it. And this is why, guys. Always this is why. Because it's a new thing. When it's new, you don't do it. You wait. You let them iron out the problems for a year or two. At least you see how they're going, and then you think about it. And you gather your information in the meantime. I said, don't do it. I've always said, stick to the 1KD FTV. Everybody's singing it with me. Last of the best, right? The 1KD is an awesome engine. You can rely on it. Yeah, if you get bad fuel, or if you get your chip or your tune, or all that, you know, we're not going to go into that. It can let you down. So can every other diesel engine let you down. When you've got an undersized engine for an oversized vehicle and towing, they can let you down, okay? And these, they've only been around a few years, so give it a bit longer, but we've got photos of engines that are nice and shiny at scrap metal, at Sims Metal there, and people like to make excuses going, oh, it could be this and it could be that, and it could be bloody anything, couldn't it? That's right, but there's not many of them around. And I'll tell you now, in my experience, it's my opinion that large companies and manufacturers, including Toyota, would like to hide any problems they've got. You know, it's top secret, always saying, oh, never, 1 day a year training compulsory. Number one training is probably whatever you do, never admit to anything. Never seen that before? No, that's the first time I've ever seen it. Never seen that before. Okay, repeat after me. I've never seen that before. No, that's the first time we've seen that. Yeah, I've never seen that before. And it basically goes on like that for 2 hours, I'd imagine. So then when you go into the dealership, they go, you know, they're so convincing. No, you know, I've never seen that before. Like, you know, a lot of them have still never heard of cracked pistons either. But anyway, you know, the story, it only goes for so long. Anyway, unfortunate for this guy. I tried to, I don't think they give us stuff. That's why they're writing it on a public forum. But it is a private group, you know. So respectfully, I, you know, covered up the names. Doesn't matter who it is. And it doesn't matter what Toyota dealership, and it doesn't even matter what we're looking at here, but we're looking, you know, there's a DPF there, and there's an injector there, and these are the things they're talking about that got stuck. And a couple of facts by the looks of the story, they've had the vehicle for 4 months, you know. Can you imagine having your vehicle, mate? I would want compensation. I'd be going off, mate. VCAT, NCAT, whatever state you're in, you'd be going off, mate. Compensation city. So you want your car, you'd probably want to sell it actually, and you'd want to get all your money back, and you just wouldn't want to be, are you prepared to risk that again? It's got me thinking, even with a 5-7 year warranty on this one, was it worth the risk? You know, we're looking after it ultimately in consideration it had a DPF, it's got a DPF, right? We waited 4 years till we thought they might have got it right. 4 years, guys. 4 years, that's 4. I said, do as I say, not as I do. Don't buy a 1GD FTV is my advice. But people still did it. That's fine. Hey, I did it, but I'm telling you clearly, do as I say, not as I do. I don't care what the numbers say, and people talk about the new engine. It's not a new engine. It's just been remapped, mate. When you start squeezing more out of the same size engine, you're asking for trouble long term as well. Let's just see what happens. You know, people go, oh, it's all right. It's all new. This is all new. This engine's only been around for 4 years. The 1KD's been around for nearly 20 years. You know, it's a new thing. Anyway, there's obviously pros and cons to the engine. The whole point is, stick with other vehicles. In my opinion, the Prados are awesome. The new Prados are awesome as well. I don't know if the software's changed on the transmission. I've been going on about the problem with the transmission software. It may be a problem. It may not be. I think, to me, it's a problem because I don't like transmission torque converters slipping on flat ground with no headwind, not towing, and they're just slipping and they won't lock. That's just, to me, that's a software problem. But they may have done that on purpose. Somebody pointed out that when the torque converter locks, the EGTs go up. So maybe, being such a small underpowered engine, maybe the EGTs go too high, so then they, you know, get the torque converter unlocking as soon as it gets to a fairly low load, maybe 60 or something like that, and that way takes the load off and maybe helps keep the engine EGTs cooler. I don't know. There could be a possibility, but None of this matters. What matters is if you own a 1GD FTV, you are at risk of it failing at any time. We know a number of people have had failures. It is a very small percentage, though. I've said in other videos, is it really a problem just because you've heard of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10? It does happen to people. But I saw one the other day, funnily enough, just a few days ago. It was a Hilux again, just pouring out white smoke, and you go, yeah, I know what's going on there, But it's so few and far between. Is it really a problem? A lot of the time, it can be the way they use, that sort of thing, you know what I mean? So they're trying to blame fuel. Well, that's what they always do, blame the fuel, because you wouldn't want it on your reputation, so you've got to blame it on something. So that's fair enough, okay? Anyway, I'm just waffling on crap now anyway, really. So if you stuck with me, thanks for watching. Please give us the thumbs up for showing you that story, because that's the sort of thing you don't see if you just on YouTube's awesome. So stay on YouTube, keep watching videos. Like I said, don't listen to too many other people because you'll just get confused with different information. But watch all the videos on YouTube. That's the most important. Watch them till the end. Of course, watch all the ads because then I might make another $1 and be able to put in some time and make some proper videos for you and some proper editing and all that. But I don't want to convince people to joining Facebook. Years ago, I hated Facebook as well because I saw people with their phone in their hand all the time, including family members, faces glued to phones. So I hear you, and it's all, how you're feeling, and this person, this, and it's all just rubbish. Good luck to you. I'm with you with that. I totally understand. But eventually, it came to a point, there's a story behind it. I might tell you in another video, but not this one. But eventually, we went to Facebook, and we went, okay, and my name's Anthony Prado Forby on Facebook, right? So if you're a decent person, if you watch this video that long, you probably are decent. If you're on Facebook, you can press friend. If you want, just know that I don't use Messenger, okay? I don't use Messenger, so if you want to buy parts or book in the Prado Hospital, it's text messages, okay? Too many communication systems. Keep it simple. We use the phone, right? Text messages. Anyway, you can press friend and you can join our groups. We put that up in a picture a number of times. I should just quickly show you that now, in case you're deciding that maybe I should get on this Facebook. I'll tell you quickly how it works, right? Because that's what it's about. It's about telling you about these DPFs and the things that happen. It's also about telling you not to panic because it doesn't happen to everyone, but it could happen. You're just in that, it's a problem, right? So let's have a look what we got here, right? So Facebook, see, we don't use Messenger. We've got 2 Facebook pages. You only see those if you're in Australia. They're only available to viewing to Australian audiences, I'm sorry. So the top stuff there in that picture at the moment, that's for the Aussies, right? The Prado Hospital is the workshop, the service, teaching you to service your vehicle, things we see in the workshop. The Prado Hilux 1KD FD injectors, that's information in relation to our injector kits, which is our main component. We also supply the BFE kit, the front wheel bearing, and Donaldson suspension are the main kits we sell. That's about it. All the small things we can include in with those kits, but we're very busy, can't do small things separately. Now, for everybody else around the world, of course, you can't join Oz Prado Crew or Oz Hilux Crew because, you see, OZ's for Australia, it's short abbreviation, so they're our Aussie groups as well. But of course, we're considerate of everyone around the world, and thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing and all that sort of thing. Thanks for giving us a thumbs up when we do a decent video. But we've got the other groups for everybody else. So depending what if you want to just talk or read or learn about injectors and engine, there you go. And your other 4 engines there, 1KD, 1GD, 1KZ, you can join those groups. You've got to answer the 3 questions, guys, to join all our groups. And the admins will kick you out if you swear and carrying on, no personal attacks. So it's actually a really nice place to be. Make sure you're on both of our YouTube channels as well, because there's a lot of information that used to go on 4x4 Diesel. It's now on 4x4 Touring Australia with a whole lot of other trips, information type stuff as well. So anyway, I think that's a bada bing bada boom I'm out of here, right? So just look, how devastating would it be that they had your vehicle for 4 months? It does happen. This guy was obviously not happy. He's probably watching this video. Sorry, dude. Unfortunately, it was you. I'll probably say, yeah, if it could be me, it could be me. And, we've got spare vehicles and whatever. But I think if I experienced that with my 1GD, I would sell it and not own another one, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't know whether, I'm sort of hoping because it's a later one and everything's later, we're having any issues. We keep it to long highway trips. There's no short running around, or I should say, there's minimal short running around trips. And we've set it up, leaving it, as stock as possible to avoid any of these issues, anything that may mess with that. We're doing everything we can. So if this lets us down, after giving them 4 years to sort it out, it's going to be a matter of, it doesn't matter how long you give them, it can still happen. Don't touch the bloody things. As I've said before, guys, don't buy any new diesels now. Stick with the 1KD. Last of the best is any 1KD, especially 15, 14, 13. As you go backwards, obviously, they get older, so 15 is the last of the best. If I had my time again, I wouldn't have purchased this Prado. Just wanted a new car, wanted a new Prado, wanted to experience it for ourselves. It's not for sale yet, but it will be. Hopefully it'll be a good vehicle for someone. Yeah, if I had my time again, I'd go and hunt out a 2015 last of the best 1KD FTV. And you know you're good for a couple of years before you need injectors, depending on kilometres and all your usual maintenance is going to come up. You've got an awesome vehicle you can keep forever. Anyway, guys, I'm out here. Please, if you haven't already, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, turn the bell on, and watch those DPFs.